Unknow what you think you know about the unknown. I asked Spirit today, I was like, what's a message that the collective can really benefit from right now? And there's something about that, unlearning what we think we know, unhinging ourselves in a way, like letting go of control in a way that allows us to embrace the unknown, not out of fear, but out of divine control. Okay. Hi, my loves. Welcome back. I am Gina. If you're new here, I absolutely love that phrase. Okay. I wrote that a few years ago, and there's something to do with that really going on right now. I feel like I'm in a move right now. I've been moving and it is chaos, chaos, chaos left and right? And the more I leaned into this phrase in myself, the more I started trusting more. The more I started, when you release control, the divine really does show up, and you can see the divine more. You can see God more working in your life. And I think there is something really to be said about that. I think that a lot of us right now collectively, no matter what you think or believe, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Okay. And it's a lot. It's heavy. It's dense. It's just a lot, and it feels very burdensome for someone who's an empath, let's say it that way. And especially for the people going through it, right? Obviously, first and foremost. And it's a lot. I had a little mini breakdown the other night, and I was like, almost in tears to God. I'm like, why do people hurt? Why is there so much pain? Why is there so much of this in the multiverse, And one of you guys, if you're watching this, hello, my love, said to me the other day, you're like, why can't we just be born like this? Why can't we be born in, the divine light, the Christ consciousness? And why do we have to go through this intensity? Like, why can't we just be here? Just like be here and exist. Why can't we have all of that downloaded and not have to worry about anything, not have to have these hard things that we go through, these hardships and all of these different, parallel universes in order to get to the universe that we know we're in, that we know we are. And I loved that, I love that contemplation, because my love, I am right there with you. I've had it so many times in my life where I've sat there and I was like, God, why, if we're this divine being, why aren't we here and just existing in this light? Why can't we just be like the second we're, in this journey of this, divine self, right? And it's funny, I've been on this spiritual journey for like 15 years now. And I say 15 years, since we were born, we're on the spiritual journey, but since I've been on this, like, my first spiritual awakening was about 15 years ago. And ever since then, it's been one of those things where I've contemplated everything that I've already contemplated. And see if you catch my drift. If you're watching this, you probably do, because we're one and the same. But there's these spaces within me that I come back to, and I'm like, I've already dabbled in that. I've already thought about this, but I'm coming back because I'm just still like, why, universe? Why, And it comes back to the message that Spirit really had today for us. And it was just being okay with the unknown, let yourself rest in that. And I think that is really what's been weighing on me lately, of like the collective is feeling like there's this unrest because there's this unknown element, right? And I think that more than ever, my love, right now, the unknown is challenging us. The unknown feels like it's threatening us. And I always say threatening because the divine light, is what prevails. The divine light is what we're here for. We are what we're existing in. But someone else made this comment too, and I love chatting with you guys. This is why I love that you guys can go ahead and continue to talk to me. So go ahead and put in the comments how you're doing. Put in the comments, anything you want to talk about, or any new chapter that we can talk about together, the spiritual life, the spiritual journey. And I read something from one of you, and you're like, we need the darkness to understand the light. And I was like, all my other poets in there. Yes. And it's funny because I spent a lot of, this is gonna be a little different video, by the way. I'm in my bedroom, and I absolutely love the idea of just sitting down. Spirit's like, just sit down and chat this time instead of having more of this like channel messages. It'll come through this video, but there's little pockets here that I feel like they're equally divine in the way I'm communicating. So see if you follow suit. But I feel like this darkness that's coming up in the world right now, okay? There's this collective of darkness. I'm feeling this like cloudiness, okay? And I'm saying looking out the window now, there's this thunderstorm brewing in. I'm like, that's funny, universe. That works perfectly. And I'm looking at these clouds and all of these kind of darker clouds, and there's pockets of light, right? There's pockets of light, in like a thunderstorm. There's these lightning bolts and lights flashing over here. There's darkness over here, and there's more light over here. And then the darkness shadow comes over here. And I think that's what's really going on right now for you. I feel like there's these pockets of light coming in. And there's this surrounding darkness, okay? And I think that's a collective thing. And I'm being told to let you know, almost like a warning, like these flashing lights, like warning. I'm getting these like warning signals, not in a bad way, but in the sense of like, hey, remember what you're absorbing, okay, my love? And this is why I just wanted to sit down and stay with you and just talk to you right now, because it's a lot. It's a lot, and I'm trying not to get too emotional, but I know if you're watching this, you probably don't really have people in your life you can sit down and chat to like this, like really deep, like people who are just in it, okay? People who know what we know what we know. If you know, you know. And it is a lot to exist in by yourself sometimes, okay? And I feel like there's a lot of this beautiful community. I love you guys so freaking much. Like, it's so special to have this collective here, because it's a lot of us going through this and what we feel like seemingly alone. And I think that you are someone who's went through a spiritual awakening journey by yourself so deeply, so intently. And I feel like there's a lot of healers watching this. I'm getting hands energy. You might be into Reiki. You might be someone who, there's so many craftsmen in here. I'm always saying that, but there's someone in here who really has felt alone lately in this, who's felt alone in the unknown, who's felt alone in the chaos, who's felt alone in the challenges of life. And confirmation burp, excuse me. I love when spirit is really showering these messages right now, because I think there's something happening in your life that is showing you these challenges have led you to where you're going. And I'm not even saying like where you are now. It's like this culmination happening right now. And as I'm watching the storm like brew outside, it's just this, let me slow it down. What are they saying? You aren't going to feel alone for too much longer, my love. If you've been feeling alone, there's this essence here coming through that you are being guided into community, into unity. And I think the world, that's what's going on right now. There's a lot going on that is saying like division, separation, darkness versus light. And I think you are feeling a lot of that heaviness right now. And I almost want to I'm getting this view, like sit back and just shine your light, my love. And I think that like, trust the divine timing. As soon as I said that, I remember the shirt that says, trust the timing of your life, trust the divine timing. And I feel that lately for you. I feel like there's this need to trust the divine timing. If you know Ecclesiastes 3:11, it's my favorite, one of my favorite Bible verses actually. And you know me, I'm very spiritually evolved and open to all the things. I don't even like saying evolved, because we're all like that. But I feel like for the longest time, my spiritual self was feeling threatened and heavy, and it was almost like turned into spiritual warfare, this like spiritual ego section. And I think that there's something to be said about that in your life, that you may have this like spiritualized ego essence. And I don't know if you're battling that right now, or if you're battling someone in your community with that, but there's something to do with this like spiritual warfare. And we're going all in this right now in the collective, and it's intense, it's heavy. And I wanted to come on here today to do almost like a sit down kind of chat with you, to say like, look, protect your energy, my love. You are a light worker. You are a light worker. You are a light warrior. And I have been saying a lot lately, light warrior, because I feel like WARRIOR, not warrior. I wanted to clarify that, because I said that one time and I was like, I feel like I'm a light warrior, Oh wait, yeah, I also have anxiety. But there's something to be said about that. I feel like you have a lot of anxiety too, and there's this ability to transmute that right now. And I think that there's a lot of darkness fighting darkness, and this is what happens. This is what happens in the world when darkness is devoid of light, right? And like someone said, you need darkness to understand the light, but darkness fights with itself. Because it's not in existence, it's not birthed from God necessarily. It's the devoidness of that, the devoidness of light. And I think more specifically for you right now, there's this devoidness inside of you that is infiltrated. And I think that that's more of a spiritual warfare. We're going to do a lot of cleansing right now. I'm going to do a little ritual for you guys in a minute, but there's this essence here that has come in for you, and you are being called and challenged more than ever right now. Okay, I'm really getting that. I think it's more of like a mental plane, but it's a spiritual warfare that's going on. Okay, so I wanted to share this message. It's not supposed to be that heavy. It's not supposed to be like, like, oh great, here we go. Like, this is what it is. Because I think it's what we're going through as a collective, and individually it's always going to be different, right? We all have our individual drops of how God works in our life, how our God selves are showing up in the world, right? And our individual journeys. But the collectiveness, the root that we all have here is very similar, okay? And I like to hold up this root, as a reminder that we are all one, but we are all experiencing God's self in different ways, in infinite and multiverse kind of ways. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to know that, but it's also intimidating and scary, and it can also be isolating. And I just love chatting with you guys because I know that I'm not alone in this. I know that you are not alone in this. And I want you to remember that you're not alone in this, that even if the world feels like it's falling apart, I mean the outer world and your inner world, my love, I want you to know that these challenges you're facing right now are not something to fear. There's something to transmute. And I say that because I think you are someone who's done a lot of the shadow work, but you are still in the shadow work, okay? You are still in the shadow work. And even if it's not for yourself, I think you're in a better place now than you have in the past couple months, okay? But I feel like you're in this little hiccup. And I say this little hiccup phase because I'm getting this little, oh, here God, oh gosh, here we are. And I think there's this essence of you that is being intimidated into these, almost I'm getting these ancestral karmic kind of waves that feel like they're threatening you to pull you back, okay? And don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. I'm jumping in to tell you right now, the spirit is don't listen to that. Pause, okay? Pause. Don't fear that. Do not fear that, my love. You are a spiritual being. This is what happens. This is what we're here for, right? We're here to transmute things and to transform things and to just move through things, And I think that there's something to be said about that right now for you. You are really clearing out ancestral things, purging a lot of things. And I think it's a lot more to do with karmic energy than it is chaos coming in just because it's chaotic. I'm getting this little kind of burst of energy, almost like a those little tumbleweeds, but except it's on fire and it's running everywhere and kind of causing this rampage, right? And I don't know if a duck is your spirit animal. I just got that right now, but I'm getting this energy of needing to just sit on the surface, knowing that there's chaos underneath, and you are going to be fine because you have the foundation, okay? I'm getting so much warmth in my hands. Holy crud. It is intense heat, okay? And let me know in the comments. Go ahead and put an orange heart. Put an orange heart in the comments if you guys would like some Reiki services. I've been really thinking about this lately. There's a lot to be said of being able to just do this and have this ability to transmute this. Of course, it would probably be in real time, but not over, video or anything like that. I really want to do Reiki services, and you guys can receive that in a given time, a given literally exact designated time that we can set up an appointment for and stuff. But anyway, just thought of that. I feel like there's a lot of you could really use that. And I myself, and I've done this so much in my life. Not certified yet, but what is certification anyway? If we're practicing that within ourselves and divinity, but that's also important. I'm not gonna overlook that. But anyway, I feel like there's this space in you right now. I've got this message of your worth is not defined by your productivity. And I have this right here in my office, that phrase, your work is not defined by your productivity. And there's something else here that's coming in. Spirit's wanting to say there's a lot of career moves. There's a lot of purpose kind of self, your purpose self coming up right now. And I think that you are a little bit overworked, overwhelmed in this particular area, almost getting into that phase of living for the holiday kind of energy. Let me know if that resonates. Green heart in the comments as always. And I think there's something really coming up for you right now that, you're wanting a change, you're wanting an outlet. And I'm getting this outlet energy because there's something here that's happening for you, that's opening you up and expanding you. That's so funny, Spirit. Oh, I love when they do that. Okay, let me share this. So this whole unknown energy, okay? I feel like there's this energy, the unknown that you're excited about, you're anticipating, but it's scaring you. And Spirit is saying that there's a lot of purpose to be said in this. And I'm wanting to encourage you right now. They're telling this so strongly right now, encouraging you to take this jump, take this plunge. Do not fear, do not worry, because at the end of the day, you do not have to be perfect. You do not have to have things look perfect. You should just try to embrace it, to just be in it, to create it in your life. And I'm getting this quote it's not even a quote coming in, it's like this download coming in that's saying, you do not have to be perfect in this essence. You do not have to feel ready for this essence. You can just go ahead and exist and walk into it and let it unfold for you, okay? I'm getting spirit saying that the unknown is not supposed to be perfectly, laid out for you right now. I think there's this, like, you have this energy. I'm smiling because it's like this kind of like, oof, man, I resonate. There's this energy of you it's coming in that you want to have all your ducks in a row. Maybe that's what the duck was. You are so funny, angels. Oh my gosh. Don't you love them? I cannot. They want to have all your ducks in a row. And this is what happens with messages. It always comes full circle for me as I'm talking. This is why these videos are kind of all over the place, but you get it. You're a multidimensional being. And there's something about getting your ducks in a row that you really feel like you need in order to have this order, okay? And that's what I was saying in the beginning of this video, of letting that go, releasing that a little bit, my love, because you do not have to have all your ducks in a row. You just have to know that there's ducks and you can jump in and you can start to place these ducks while you go further along in your journey, okay? That is a very, very nerdy way of saying that. But I really want to say, cheesy, I should say, I really want to say that you can go ahead and step forward, my love. They're saying this positive thoughts create positive change, creates this reality in your life. And I'm really getting right now that if you go ahead and show up for yourself, you go ahead and tune into yourself, then you can go ahead and walk in confidence. I'm getting a lot more need for confidence right now, okay? I feel like you've had some esteem issues. This is more body kind of thing than anything, and I think you've almost had this, like, there's some of you very narrow collective, okay? This won't resonate with everyone, that it has felt that kind of like, felt that fraud kind of energy, and it's very interesting. It's like almost that just energy coming in of feeling like there's this fraudulent, like, well, I can't go into this new chapter if I'm not this or I'm not that. And I think if it's like, if. You want to know a secret? You want to know a tip, a little trick? If you start to saying if you start saying if you start saying, well, what if this, or because of this, all of that, you see that pause, you see the pause there. That is fear talking. That is not your highest self talking, my love. And if you are starting to feel this crumbling feeling of like, what if this, or what if that, or release the shoulders. Let's do it together. Release the jaw, release the tension, because you are so equipped, okay? I'm hearing spirit say right now, like almost this motherly reassuring energy that you are equipped, my love. You do not have to feel equipped to know that you're equipped. You do not have to walk in the unknown, knowing what you know. You can unknow and still trust that there's a lot for you to go ahead and hold on to already, because you have the foundational work, my love. I'm getting spirit saying you have the foundational work, okay? And you do not have to have all of these, I'm getting these like multi-colors coming through, which is interesting. Spirit confirm, angels of light. Like I feel like there's this, beautiful. Okay, you are so multidimensional that I feel like you have a lot of things inside of you that you dabble in, okay? And I feel like you feel a little bit like it's not only the unknown here. I'm getting, wow, it's an unknown direction, an unknown calling, an unknown direction of how you follow suit in that. Like follow in all of your suits. Like you are a multidimensional being, but you are so caught up in all your colors that it's hard to feel like you know what direction to take, which is why everything feels so unknown, okay? Let me know in green heart in the comments as always if this resonates. I feel like there's really something to be said about you leaning in with all of you, okay? I know when I first started YouTube, my YouTube journey, and started content creation in general, I felt the need to like niche down, like, okay, niche into this. I'm a spiritual person. I'm like this, I'm very creative. I'm into the business world. I know business. I do all these things. And I thought I had a niche down. I thought I had to niche myself down. And my love, I'm getting spirit say this has been the past couple of weeks. It's been following me. I need to share it now. It's ready. You're ready. You're ready. You're absolutely ready. That you do not have to niche yourself down. You do not have to dim yourself down, dim your light, fit into a box to go where you're going. I'm getting your audience, whoever you are surrounded by, will receive you when you stand in your light confidently and fully accepting in all your authenticity, okay? I'm getting the need to look within, embrace your authentic self, because there's something happening here for you that you are leaning into more of your colors, leaning into more of what it looks like to be you, okay? And it's so beautiful. I am so here for it. And I think Spirit's really saying, trust that process, stay the course. I'm getting stay the course in my ear right now, my gosh. And I think that the more you do that, the more you stay the course, the more you keep walking, the more you trust in yourself, the more you start to build that confidence, the more you start to know what's unfolding, because you realize that what you thought you knew isn't really what it is. What you thought you knew is actually not even comparable to where what God has placed in front of you, to where God has led you, okay? To what your highest self has led you towards. And I think that is what's going on right now, is that you can trust the unknown, my love. I know that's scary. I know that that almost triggers some of you to say that. I know I'm one wind with you at the same time, but I'm watching these birds right now glide in the storm, in the wind, just trusting that flow, okay? Trusting the flow, trusting the ebb and flow. And life is all about ebbing and flowing. So the more you trust it now, my love, I'm getting the more you lean into that, the more you are going to see miracles happen in your life. The more you're going to get these little divine nudges and synchronicities, okay? I'm getting like God wink energy. I don't know if you don't know what that is, but Google it. It's really special. And I'm getting these like God winks for you that are going to start showing up in your life. If they haven't already, get ready. Okay. Get ready. All right. So I'm sending you so much love. I cannot wait to go ahead and share more with you guys. I want to do a lot more of these videos in the sense of like just sharing more spiritual tools. I love being the vessel for you guys. You know that I love you so much. And I think that there's something to be said about a lot of you saying, I just don't know my intuition. I can't hear my intuition. Okay. And I think there's a lot of calling for me to be that teacher, but also, you know, we all have our voice. I'd love for you to start your own channel and share. I know you have so much light to share. And the only difference is that I'm here sharing it with you, you know, just getting on the camera, okay? Someone needed to hear that, by the way. Someone needed to hear that. If you started your YouTube journey, I feel like there's a couple of you watching this who are like, oh, I don't know if I can show up. This message is for you, okay? I just saw a little feather float by. Oh my goodness. That was so divine. Nothing really phases me anymore. Like, I'm so in awe by all of this still. But anyway, I really want to go ahead and share a lot more of spiritual tools for you guys and practices, maybe even courses. I think like energy work and things like that, okay? If that resonates, as you know, green heart if it resonates, and black heart if you want more of that. So go ahead and put a black heart in the comments if you would like to see more of that, you know, helping connect your intuition with energy healing, energy processing, energy cleansing. And I would love to do that for you. Okay, my love, I'm sending you so much love. And until next time, I hope you stay loved, be yourself, trust yourself, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye for now.